So I've been playing the Steep beta for quite a few hours now, and I'm here to answer the question, is it good? Hi guys, my name's Simple Logics, you can call me Simple for short, and here's my first impressions of Steep, an open world extreme sports game by Ubisoft. First, let's talk about how the game looks. So I really like the way that the clothing flaps in the wind. That was just the first thing I noticed in this game. It's just so cool. Good job. For a game that centers on snow, they did a really good job of handling the way snow reacts to your character. So when you crash, it leaves imprints in the snow. Your snow poles, you can see the indentations on them. The only game that I'd say did a better job with snow was Uncharted 2, but that was on such a small scale that you can't really compare to this open world masterpiece. Especially on a high-end PC, it looks really good. It ran really well for me. I think it was locked to 60 frames per second, which is a bit unfortunate, but at least it isn't locked to 30. For having such a large draw distance, the game does a good job of rendering distant terrain. If you look closely, it does suffer a bit from pop-in, but thankfully most of the time you're focused on the fast action gameplay in front of you. One complaint I have with the game is with some of the rock textures. They kind of look low res, but again I can live with them because you usually only see rocks for a split second as you ride by them. Though when they did become apparent is when you get stuck on them or next to them, which did happen to me quite a few times. All in all though, I'd have to say the graphics were incredible. Controls do feel a bit off at times, especially with skiing, and as I am a skier myself, I tended to stick to skiing in the game, so it's a bit unfortunate that the skiing controls don't feel quite as good as the snowboarding ones. Like, what was with my guy and always trying to ski backwards? So if your plan is to snowboard most of the time, then luckily for you the game should handle much better for you. At least the skiing controls felt miles better than the paragliding that's in there for no apparent reason. Like, honestly, like, do they need to have that in the game? The wingsuit was fun, controls well, and sort of useful actually, just getting down the mountain really quick in certain situations. But the game could have done without the gliding. And unfortunately, I'm sure you'll have to do it to progress the story. Speaking of story, it's your cliche cool dude with his cool dude lingo, just trying to get noticed so he can move up the ranks pretty much like every other extreme sports game ever created. Honestly, the game doesn't even need the story. Like, just give me the whole mountain to ride with cool hidden places to discover and I'd have fun. So hopefully the story isn't too long and I can just unlock everything quickly and have fun. One thing I really appreciated was how you unlock the mountain by discovering drop zones. So what these are is places that you can use your binoculars to scout out, and they unlock new areas to ride in. Each drop zone lets you spawn in that location anytime from anywhere, and they each feature different little achievements that seem really fun, like cool challenge jumps. Definitely a cool addition to the game. One comment I'd like to make, and it's more just an opinion, but I'd like to see way more terrain parks in the game with longer series of jumps. There is no rails or grinding mechanics either, which is sad, but I'd be okay with it as long as there are more jumps. I find it super relaxing just hitting lines of jumps, trying out new tricks, and not having to worry about avoiding trees and rocks and crashing. Well, I mean, I still crash, but you know what I mean. Now, one of my biggest dislikes with the game is some of the awful UI elements that it has in it. Everything is so massive and takes away from the immersion and beautiful graphics the game offers. Like during a race, the player icons were just bouncing around on the screen, taking up way too much room, and each challenge icon took up like half the screen. Let's talk a little bit about the bugs. I did encounter in my short time with the beta quite a few bugs, or places where I would just get stuck and not be able to move. Once my character fell, and every time he got back up, fell instantly again. Now I know this is a beta, but the game comes out in a couple weeks, and I highly doubt that Ubisoft is going to change a whole lot. Thankfully, I didn't run into any game-breaking bugs, and getting stuck isn't game-breaking in this game because it's so easy to reset or spawn in a new drop zone so quickly. And most of the time I was able to get unstuck by walking, which is another cool addition, being able to walk and get to places to ride. So to answer the question, is the game good? I would have to say yes. Definitely had a lot of fun, and that's what games are for, aren't they? I'm looking forward to the full release. I would recommend waiting to pick this game up on a sale if you're not a die-hard fan of these types of games though. I don't think it'll be worth it full $60 for someone who will probably just play like 15 to 20 hours. I can definitely see myself playing the game for like 50 or 60 hours though. Oh, and the rubber chicken helmet is awesome. Let me know down in the comments, guys, if you'd like to see a full release review of this game, and if there are any other games you'd like to see me cover. Yeah, just let me know. This is Simple, and I'll catch you in the next one.